everyone, I am Mona Lisa and welcome to my BookTube channel, Mona Lisa Reads. I am super excited with this video to be sharing my October TBR. I know it's a little late, give me a bit of grace. I have this already previously recorded and there was some issues with my computer and the first half of the video didn't record. It was not usable. So I'm having to redo it, and I'm kind of on a time crunch today because we have an event to go to in about half an hour. So we're gonna see how this goes. I may be doing this in 2 parts. Before we get going though, I do want to say a huge thank you. My very first video went out last week, the BookTube newbie tag, and I had lots of new subscribers, a lot of comments, very nice comments, and I started some communication with people that I hope I get to know better over the coming weeks and months and years, and have more discussions about books with. I did notice several of you guys were interested and very intrigued by the little idea that I have for this channel that I haven't shared yet because I need 100 subscribers, but it was just kind of fun to hear what a couple of you guys thought it might be or what you hoped it would be, or just saying that you were really intrigued by whatever I have brewing in my brain. So thank you again to everyone who subscribed, liked, commented, whatever, watched the video. It really does mean a lot to me. For me, how this has started out so far is beyond what I actually expected. So I am so very happy and pleased with how things are going so far. One more thank you I must do is again to my friend Chaz over at Bookish Chaz. I'll put his info down below. He's the one who I've known for years. I went to college with him, and he encouraged me to start this channel. We've had lots of discussions about it. And Chaz, I just want to say thank you once again to everybody here watching. Thank you for your friendship and for your encouragement and for the discussions and for being patient with me. You know why. For all the times you just have had to wait for me to get going on a book or this channel or whatever. I really do appreciate your friendship and I love you to bits. You know that. Okay, so let's move on to the books. First book up is Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Bricks. Elliot is actually another booktuber and she's been around for several years, and this book came out a couple of years ago, and I know she's working on her second book in the series, and I'm excited to read that. With this particular book, I have already started it in September, got about a third of the way through. I'm about almost halfway through now. It was a slow start. I won't go into too much right now, but I'm enjoying it. It's starting to pick up and it's getting really exciting, and I'm very intrigued about the magic system and the characters. Some of them are getting quite interesting, so I'm excited to see where this one goes. Okay, I have to hold this book like this because it's just huge. Inheritance. This is the 4th book in the Inheritance cycle by Christopher Paolini. I believe that's how you say it. I am going to forewarn you, I'm probably going to butcher characters' names, location names, authors' names. I am going to do my best. You can try to get me to say it right, but you can ask Chaz. You can tell me 100 times that I'm still going to mess it up. I will do my darndest, but I make no promises. So, about the book, Inheritance. Like I said, it is the last book in the Inheritance cycle. I actually did not know that Aragon was a book, much less a whole series of books, until last year. And when I did, because I knew about the movie. So, that's where I'm going with this. I knew about the movie, but I didn't know about the book. So, when I found out it was a series of books, I picked them up, and I have been devouring them kind of slowly. I'm putting it down. It's heavy. I have been reading them probably about the last year. So it's been a slow thing. It's taken me 2 or 3 months at a time. It's not because they have not interested me. I just have been reading other books and life, and you know how it goes. So I'm excited to be starting this book. I can guarantee if this book goes with the same pattern as the other 3 books, I will not be finishing this in the month of October. I'm hoping by the end of November, but I make no promises on that one either. But I'm super excited to be getting to this very last book in the series. The next book is Goldenline, and I will admit this was a total cover buy from the Dollar Tree. In case you didn't know, Dollar Tree does sell books. Some I've never heard of, I'm not usually interested in, But if you are able to find ones that interest you, they sell for $1 in most places. I know mine is selling for $1.25, but even still, that's a really good deal. So go check out your Dollar Tree. See if you find any books that pique your interest, like this one. This one, like I said, was a total cover buy, and my cat wants my attention. Okay, this was, like I was saying, this was a total So as I was saying, this was a total cover buy. I just liked the dark colors, the purple, the black, the blue, and then like the little tiny moon at the top and the little bitty tiny golden light at the bottom. I don't know why it captured my attention, but it did. I found it was interesting. And in the back, it says, in the wild free woods of the hinterlands, where magic is as real as stories are, there lives a girl named Goldenline. Goldenline travels from camp to camp with a group of bandits, getting by on the goods they steal from carriages passing through. But someone is after Goldenline, a man who wants to cleanse the hinterlands of anyone who's different. A man who turned the townies against Goldeline's mama for being a witch and believes that Goldenline is a witch too. Now Goldenline will have to summon all the courage and magic she got from her mama to escape her pursuers, save her friends, and maybe, if she's lucky, find a place to call home. I just thought it was interesting, trying to find out why this person was so against the mother, how she kind of beats the guy. You know, I'm pretty sure it's going to end on a good note with her defeating the person and she does find home, maybe some found family. But honestly, more than anything, I just liked the cover. So it was a total cover buy. And I have been saving this for several months thinking it might be good for October. Like I said in the BookTube movie channel, or tag, I'm not a big like jump scare person and I'm not like super spooky. But I think that's probably just I don't even know if it's spooky, just the cover gave me spooky vibes. So that's why I picked that one up. Sauerkraut. This one was a book title buy completely. This was another Dollar Tree buy, and I bought the two at the same time, and I was like, sauerkraut? Like, who names a book sauerkraut? So I read the cover, and basically what it is a boy is wanting to build a computer for a tournament in the summertime, and he goes to clean, I believe it's his uncle's basement, and there's a pot in the basement that starts saying sauerkraut, and it ends up being his great-great-grandmother, and somehow he's got to make sauerkraut and it helps him build, I don't know, that's all I know. Like the great-grandmother's soul exists in this pot apparently that made sauerkraut is my guess. So I bought this one purely because of the name sauerkraut, the title. I just thought that was weird. It is a middle grade book, and I almost kept it for middle grade March, but I was like, no, I think I'm going to do this for October, just something fun, light. I don't think it's going to be anything heavy. I'm popping in a couple of pictures here because I like the illustrations. They're nice, clean, simple illustrations, and I think this is going to be a quite enjoyable book. Just some little palate cleanser maybe in the middle of reading Inheritance or something, because that's such a long book. Maybe something just to kind of break up that story. So, sauerkraut. I know I told you that I'm going to do a Neil Gaiman Neverwhere versus Ocean at the End of the Lane video. I'm still working on that. I'm hoping to tape that in the next week, but I'm going to read another Neil Gaiman book. The Graveyard book. Chaz, once again, has influenced me. He's a huge, if you've never watched any of his videos, he's a huge Neil Gaiman fan. And as a good friend of his, I want to love Neil Gaiman too. I like Neil Gaiman, I just don't love him as much as Chaz does. But this book I have high hopes for. It's about a boy who lives in a graveyard and is raised by the ghosts, and that's basically all I know. And I don't really want to know more. I like going into my books pretty blind. So, Graveyard book, Neil Gaiman. That's one. Another book I want to read by Neil Gaiman this month is Coraline, and I have that requested from my library. Notes are saying, like, you know, the little note online is saying it won't be until the end of the month. I'm hoping it comes in sooner, but I don't know at this point. Also, I'm doing a buddy read with Chaz for both Dracula and Frankenstein. I have the physical copy of Frankenstein right here. Dracula I'm going to go pick up after I tape this before we go to the event my husband and I have. I don't think he's finished Dracula yet, but I know he's almost done. And Chaz gets me to do things that I have said I would never do, like start a BookTube channel, reread Frankenstein, reread Dracula. I have only read Dracula once, so I'm gonna go into it and try to dissect it more and get a bit more out of it. Frankenstein I've read a couple of times and I think it's good. I just am not seeing how some people are just so gaga over it. So I'm gonna try to go into both Dracula and Frankenstein with a different viewpoint of just being very open and trying to dissect maybe a bit more than I have in the past. So Frankenstein and Dracula are also on my list for this month. The last book I have on my TBR, and this is a huge maybe if I'm going to get to it, because going through the books I've just listed is going to be a tall task for me as is, knowing already that I'm not going to finish Inheritance. This book I'm excited and intrigued about, and I also bought this at the Dollar Tree when I bought the other two books. And this one, I just like the cover. And you know, I don't like how they normally have the stickers on the front, but I like how they kind of have that is the moon, and then they do the inscription on it. So they have that sticker be more than just a sticker, like it gave information. So I didn't mind it as much as normally when they just plaster a sticker on the front. So Stonebird is about a boy named Liam, and he's just moved to a new town to be near his grandmother, who's suffering with dementia, and he's really struggling with this. And as he's walking his dog, he comes across a gargoyle, I can't say the word gargoyle, and comes to find out that gargoyle can come to life, and it kind of acts out these stories that Liam tells. And one day the gargoyle goes a little too far and somebody gets injured, and so he decides not to interact with the gargoyle anymore, but things start getting worse at home. So maybe his storytelling is the only way for him to really save his family, is what it says. Save his family how? Like, I know his mom's struggling, his sister's struggling, so he's struggling. So I'm very intrigued to read this. If I don't get to this month, I am planning on putting it on my TBR in March for middle grade March. So one way or another, I'm going to get to this within the next few months. And I'm excited about this one. I'm excited, I think, for most of them on my list, except for maybe Frankenstein and Dracula, because I've read them and I wasn't wowed. So I don't. I'm being very cautious. I want to go into those two books with a new viewpoint, but then on the other hand, I've read them and I know, I don't know. I'm just very unsure about reading them, but I'm going to try very hard to try to get something new out of it and try to see what other people see in these great classic books, because I think they're good books. I just don't think they're great, and I don't get the awe that a lot of people have for those two books. But the rest of them, I'm excited to read. All the other books, those two, I'm hesitant on. So that is my TBR for the month of October. Crazy in my mind. I'm hoping to get through all of it or most of it, but life happens. My birthday's this week, so I know next Saturday, and so I know I'm probably not going to get a lot of reading done. Maybe, I don't know. I would like to go to the beach, and so if we do and it's a nice day, I'll take a book and I'll read. So maybe I'll get tons of reading done. So we'll just have to see how the month of October plays out. It's really going to be a crapshoot. Could go well, it could go poorly, it could go We'll just see. We'll just see which one happens. So I would love to hear from you guys. What is on your October TBR? Do you like just fall, cozy reads? Do you do Victober? Read the Victorian classics? Do you like the spooky stories? Do you like the super horror stories? What's on your TBR? What do you like to read in the month of October? Do you not even follow like a seasonal TBR? Let me know that. I would love to start having discussions about actual books now. If you have read or are reading any of the books that I'm reading, let me know. Let's have a talk. Do you like Frankenstein and Dracula? Explain to me why you do. Let's talk about this. A lot of reasons to have discussions down below in the comments, so go ahead and do that. If you liked this video, I would appreciate a like. I would appreciate comments, as I said. And if you're not subscribed yet and you would like to know more about me, about the books that I like, to have more discussions about books, to see what I'm reading, whatever it may be, I would love for you to subscribe too. And don't forget, once I get to 100 subscribers, there's like this really cool series idea that I want to do. So the sooner we get to 100, the sooner I can start, well, sooner I can share, and then the sooner we all can start doing this together. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it so much. I do know you can be watching other YouTubers, Booktubers, spending your time in different ways. So I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video.